Good day, everybody. This is the Hermit Modeler coming at you once again from the junkyard. Today we actually have some things to talk about. Been a lot of discussion about having the junkyard dogs, and we have added those. As you can see right there in front of the door, there we have them. I've added something else. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, but I had a bunch of empty space up here. And a lot of these junkyards, they have a line of cars that are better quality than worthy of junking. So they'll try and sell them as rebuilders. And that's what I've done here is I've set a line of cars out here in the very front. And those are my second line of cars. I have like that shelf up there, or those shelves. Those are rebuilders or second line models that, they're not really worthy of being put out on the main shelves or on the main dioramas. So I went ahead and set a few of those down here. And for now they fill up space. I may keep them there, I may not. We'll have to see what's going on with that. When last I left you, we had added a few cars over here, and I'm grouping all by themselves. And I've now scenic those in with some trees and bushes. Let's move over into the gas station area. Okay, I'm originally from Oskaloosa, Iowa, and there was a place called Trax Gas that my uncle ran. It's just a little small gas station beside a railroad track. I'm guessing that at one time, judging by the scenery around there, that they had probably offloaded straight from the tank cars and delivered straight from them. I don't know. It was before my time for that. But anyway, this was the little station that was involved in that. During the time while that station was in operation, I had this 1969 Ford Galaxy 500 XL GT, black with gold stripes and white interior. And so I've added that to this scene, and I'll probably leave that there. I kind of really like it. You remember the mobile home? I cut that 5 feet, well, an inch and a half too short, and it's still bothering me. And I made it out of wood. I'm really actually thinking about using that as an example and building it right, but out of plastic, which is my medium, and building it to the correct length that it should be. And maybe even, it was mentioned by somebody on one of the groups on Facebook that it was a little bit too tall. And in looking at it, I thought it was mainly just because it was so short, but I think they're right. I think it needs to have like maybe a quarter to a half an inch taken off above the windows. So I'm actually thinking about rebuilding that, and that might make her happy, although I'll probably, knowing me, get carried away in my weathering again. So we have a few trees that we put in around this too. That little one there, I'm going to make an apple tree out of that. And so that's kind of where we're at in this area here. That takes care of the gas station and the house and such. This is designed that this runs along a highway and runs up to the gravel road, and the gravel road intersects the highway. My uncle lived at one time on a highway called the Old Highway 92 in Iowa, and I'm calling this junkyard the Old Highway 92 Salvage Yard now, in memory of him and my memories of hanging out at the junkyards. He had a couple. One was there and one was at a different location. So anyway, here's where we are with the building, and that's the cars I've added. As you can see now, I've added more cars. Beside the record there, I've added more cars and some trees. The couple 56 Chevys in there. And let's see, we got a 63 Chevy Nova wagon and a 74 taxi. And then I put this in because it's a 64 Olds Cutlass, but it's in this pink and white color that was real popular back then. And sometimes, when you go through those junkyards, you see that, or like the pink and white 56 Chevy, all those bright, cheerful colors. And here they are sitting rotting in the junkyard. So I wanted to kind of capture that a little bit there, that emotion, that kind of, because there is emotion in these things. And then there's a pile of junk that I've added with a little go-kart and a, what is that, mini bike back, right? Yeah, it's a mini bike back in there. So anyway, that's what I've added there. And of course, now that gives your lane down there a little feeling of coming from someplace, going to someplace. We mentioned the junkyard dog. We come over here to the ditch now along the side of the road. I've added or started adding some clumps of tall grass in that. I have added a culvert across here. This would not actually be a road culvert, and I'm not going to use it as a road culvert, but I had this set up that used to be a freight depot the building did, and right where that 34 Ford pickup is at, there would have been a spur track running there to service that, and probably go back and also service the gas station back there. So I'm going to add a few junk ties right in this area here, and dead ties actually, and show that as where the spur line ran. So that would have been crossing the road here. I've added a couple more vehicles here, a 77 Ford van, and what I was going to, little GMC's version of the Bronco. I'm not sure what they call those. Anyway, not up on this, but anyway, that was really badly warped, and it was just perfect for the junkyard. So I tossed it into the junkyard. We're going to walk back here to the other side of the cars now, that line of cars. And we're going to focus on, we got a couple puppy dogs back there sneaking in. Got to watch out for those at night, let me tell you what. Yes, we have junkyard dogs all over the place. I've had parts for a, what was that, Chevy pickup? Anyway, some sort of Chevy pickup that I had, and I kind of slapped those together as a trailer and filled those full of headers. I've got a bunch of extra hoods and such, and tailgates that I've leaned against those 256 Chevys I threw in there. I've got, this is now that junk pile from the other side. I've got fenders and all kinds of stuff there. So we're starting to actually get the feeling of the junkyard being a junkyard, and we'll come back here and get a view of it this way. Now, I had added on a little lean-to at the end of this mobile home in hopes that might help alleviate some of the problems, visual problems with that. It's not really tripping my trigger. So I do think that we are going to be looking at another build of the mobile home coming up, and I will fill you in on that as we do that. I'll probably make another several episodes again of that. So anyway, I've noticed that she's not happy. She's still there by her pickup, hasn't moved 1 millimeter towards that mobile home. There's the tanks. And like I said, right back in that area, right behind there, going straight on over, would have been where the spur would have been coming at to service those tanks in railroading days. We have the view going up the lane now. And you can see how this is actually starting to fill in. It's starting to actually look like a junkyard. And we're going to walk you through here and show you some of the highlights of it. I really love what I've done with those old cars there, and yeah, I'm really pleased with this. Let me see if I can get you going by these things without going too fast for you. It's a little tricky. I don't have a lot of room between myself and the wall. And then looking up the road, and then back towards the junk cars. Oh, and there we see we've got another junkyard dog hidden out here. We got Dobermans all over the place. Yes, sirree. So anyway, we are starting to actually come together as a junkyard diorama. I'm going to back up as far as I can here, give you an overview. So there is the road. There's the junkyard building, garage. Our groupings of cars are cars that would be for sale. And then our gas station and living quarters. And that's, of course, now underneath of that, I have my overflow of model kits, or one of my overflows. Let me see if I can move this back ways out of here. Mostly this is my semi-trucks and such that I have overflowing into this area, but I've got some other kits too. So it doubles, it not only doubles as a diorama, but it gives me a place for storage underneath. Behind that, there's more boxes too, kits and such too. So it gives me a lot more space for getting that stuff out of the house. I need to try and get some more in here if I can. So anyway, this is the Hermit Modeler thanking you for taking a trip down memory lane, or actually I guess I should call it Old Highway 92. And don't forget to tell your friends, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and ring that bell so you get future episodes. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I can't speak. I appreciate each and every one of you that does stop by and that subscribes. It means a lot to me. So once again, Hermit Modeler, we're off the air and gone.